Why the youth them hungry? Why the girl them steal herself in money?
First and foremost, free the whole world boss. I am your gracious host, Caspian Montgomery. Welcome, Gaza Nation, to 2020. It is going to be quite the Gaza-rific year. It is also WorldBoss's birthday, so today we are going to be breaking down his brand new song, World Government, to the patois illiterate. And some of you may be thinking, Caspian, what are you wearing? And for those who do not know, Caspian was in the Marine Corps in the USA many years ago, so I've brought out my old uniform because the Marines are a branch of the Navy, but they are specifically made to watch after the president, and Vybz Kartel is my president, so I vow to get back into my uniform and protect him at all costs. So without further ado, teacher, please begin.
WorldBoss step in a parliament. Every ghetto youth a get a house and a Benz. Child molester them a get a rope and a end. Juvenile no sleep a road, we a put up all of them.
Ardy the Innocent begins the first verse by letting us know that when WorldBoss steps into Parliament, when Vybz Kartel becomes Prime Minister of Jamaica, that every single ghetto youth will get a house. They will get a place over their heads, so they will not be sleeping out in the rain, in the environments, and they will also get a Benz, and a Benz is very expensive, Mr. President, so make sure that those Benzes are C-class. And then he says, every child molester, they will get a rope and they will hang. Preferably, they should hang themselves just like Jeffrey Epstein. And then he says there will be no juveniles, no people under 18 will be sleeping on the road, will be homeless. We will put them all up. We'll give them some sort of shelter. And these are very noble efforts from the Gaza government.
Set up the elderly, them is the root, not the stem. Black woman na make money like the day now no end. Education it a fi free now fi spend. No crime no go on again, me lick the shot at them.
One John then says that we are going to set up the elderly because they are the roots, they are not the stems, and that is a very powerful line. And this is one of the biggest reasons why I would vote for Vybz Kartel for president. The elderly, they are bringers of wisdom. They teach us all we know. They birth us. They raised us. So they are the root of everything, and they should be taken care of properly. And then he says, black women will make money like the day doesn't end. They will just be making money hand over foot. They will be able to, they are the backbone of a family, so they will be able to provide everything that is needed for the children. That is also very important. And then he says that education, it will be free. We will not have to spend money to get education, and education is the key to building a strong nation. So imagine if education all the way up past your high school days, all the way through college, if it was free, we would have many more educated youths, because so many people do deserve an education but cannot afford it. So that is very big. And then he says he will cut crime. He will cut it down to almost nothing, because he's going to link the shutters. So he is going to talk to the bad men, and if anyone can stop it, it would be Vybz Kartel. He will probably give them some type of business motto, and because a lot of criminals actually are wonderful businessmen, they could be in the Fortune 500 if their business wasn't crime business. So he is going to teach them how to build a proper and legal business. Wow, he is impressing me, Gaza Nation. He has my vote hands down. And with that last line, we have reached the glorious chorus.
World government, nothing else makes sense. Safe ghetto youth, everybody get help. World government, nothing else makes sense. Safe ghetto youth, everybody get help. When you vote, WorldBoss, WorldBoss. Everybody up here, all over chop grass. When you vote, WorldBoss, WorldBoss. Landslide victory, bumper ass card.
This chorus had to be here. No other chorus would make sense. Shabdon's beat is just intoxicating. There's piercing violins and the hard beat behind it. It is just perfect for the government's national anthem. The new government, the Gaza government. WorldBoss begins by saying, it is the world government, nothing else makes sense, and it really doesn't at this point. We have to save the ghetto youth, we have to save the poor and unfortunate children, everybody, and that means everybody who needs it will get help. And then he repeats that, and then he says, and who are you voting for? And obviously the entire public responds, WorldBoss. And then he says that it is a landslide victory, bomba ras clot. And the funny thing is that in reality, there is a two-party system in most countries, and we need to do away with that. We need at least a 3 or 4 party system. And if Vybz Kartel was the third party, the JLP, the PNP, and then Vybz Kartel was on the ballot box, and it was real, do you know that he would win by a landslide victory? I guarantee the people of Jamaica would vote in Vybz Kartel for president. There is no one better for the job.
No police couldn't tell liar court. Squaddy we do that a feed the force from the force. No more Chinese could come in lock the course. Foreigner buyer does the weed that fi smoke.
Our great Gaza leader begins the second verse by letting us in on more of his policies as president. And he says that, and I love this one, he says that no police could tell a lie in court. If they did tell a lie, then they would be divorced from the force. They would be fired immediately. That is a wonderful policy. And then he says, no more Chinese could come in. We are locking off the coast. There is no more people coming in and buying the land up. The government will not do deals with foreigners. Jamaica is for the Jamaican people only. I love that policy. And then he says, foreigners will they will buy weed, the marijuana that comes from Jamaica, and they will buy exports from Jamaica. It will go back to the people, which they rightfully own. So I completely agree with that. The government of Jamaica right now is making grave mistakes by selling away all their land and their properties to foreigners. So let's cut that out immediately.
Stop extradite, stop that bite tonight. Slavery use the ship, nowadays use the flight. Same thing, nothing change, fight for your life. World in a power, no alright.
The king of dancehall then says that he is going to stop extradition, and he is going to stop that right away. As soon as he steps into power, he is going to stop extradition. And then he says, slavery, they used to use ships to transport slaves. Nowadays, they use planes. That is a very powerful line. You can lose your overseas status and be shipped right back to Jamaica without a problem, and he's going to stop extradition. So he is going to cut down on making people feel like they are prisoners. And then he says, it is the same thing, nothing has ever changed, we are always fighting for our lives. And that is another very powerful line. He is going to change that immediately. That is going to go into effect as soon as the world government is in power. You are all right. You will not have to worry about messing up one time, getting too many speeding tickets and being extradited back to Jamaica from the new home that you've created. Wonderful policies. And with that last line, we have reached the glorious chorus once again.
World government, nothing else makes sense. See if get a youth, everybody get help. World government, nothing else makes sense. See if get a youth, everybody get help. When you vote, WorldBoss, WorldBoss. Everybody up here, all who watch up grass. When you vote, WorldBoss, WorldBoss. Landslide victory, bumper ass clad.
I must say, Gaza Nation, long before I started this show, I was saying free Vybz Kartel. It has been 8 years that I have been screaming free Vybz Kartel, and I was hoping that 2019 was the last year I was going to be saying it, but sadly it was not, and now I am praying that it happens this month. Please, I'm just praying that it happens. He must be free. I also would like to comment very quickly on this video. This video is simply wonderful. Big up yourself, Shabdon. Big up the director. And then I've started the show 2 years ago, and ever since I started, now I know so many, well, I don't know them personally, but I know so many people in the video. So big up Pinky, big up Jody, I see her, and then I see Sheba, I see the VP, he is looking like he is in full recovery. Big up yourself, Sicker Rhymes, and then I see Lisa Hyper, and Lisa Hyper, she must be hired right away into Vybz Kartel's parliament, because his cabinet, because she looks like a very mean and down-to-business lady. She looks like she would be taking care of business in every single circumstance. She would just know exactly what to do. So big up to everyone in the entire Gaza nation. It would be a dream come true if there really was a Gaza government.
After school program, knowledge of the key, our slogan. No man can say woman. My cabinet make sure get a youth get rich like the boss them a Portland.
Mr. Palmer begins the third and final verse by letting us know that he would put in after-school programs, because we all know that he prides himself on knowledge, and knowledge is the key, will be the slogan of Jamaica's ghetto youth. He wants everyone in Jamaica to become a genius, just like he is. And then he says, no man from now on will say that I owe another person, because his cabinet, and I'm assuming Lisa Hyper is the head of that cabinet, they are going to make sure that every ghetto youth gets rich like the bosses in Portland and Gaza Nation. Tell me if that, I believe that it means the top shotters of Portland. Maybe he's referring to a specific top shotter. Please let me know in the comment section. But I just think that that is also a wonderful policy. I keep saying it, but he is literally going to be the greatest president Jamaica has ever known.
Everybody in the cavern, ice them a wonder. Where Jamaica gets snow from backside factory, me building a Clarinda.
The boss of all bosses then says that everybody will have ice on their neck. They will be fully dripped out in gold and diamonds, and people will wonder, where did Jamaica get snow from? That is quite a wonderful metaphor. Everyone will be feeling that their pockets are very heavy. Wealth will be abundant. And then we are wondering, where is the wealth going to come from? And he says that he's going to build a bauxite factory in Clarendon, and I had to look it up, but a bauxite factory is red clay that contains aluminum, so it is the main source for aluminum, and apparently Clarendon has tons of bauxite, so he's going to open up a factory, bring in the money, and make Jamaicans, the everyday Jamaicans, not just the rich government and the people who steal from the poor. He's going to make all Jamaicans rich, and that is enough to get my vote. Vybz Kartel for president, not only of Jamaica, Vybz Kartel for president of the entire world. And with that last line, we have reached the end of another Vybz Kartel masterpiece. Thank you, Gaza Nation, as always, for tuning in. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I would also like to give a quick big up to Pterodon. Did you see him in the video? I was very proud to see Tero in the world government video. I know a lot of people in Gaza Nation do not rate him, and a lot they do rate him, but he was the first person, the first vlogger, the only vlogger to give me strength. So I will never forget that, and I was very happy to see him in the video. Big up yourself, Tero, and always, I will always remember what you did for me. You gave me my first few thousand subscribers by sharing my video on your channel. So loyalty is a must, and I will always be loyal to Tero. He is a good youth. I will not take up any more of your time, so until we meet again, it is Gaza, me say, for government.
If you want world government, nothing else makes sense. See if get a youth, everybody get help. World government, nothing else makes sense.